Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining up for the live stream. We do have a special guest join up for this one. In fact, one of our favorite channels here, man, he showed off something that I think might be a huge part of the Chiliad mystery. We're going to talk about that here in this episode and try out some things. I'm RJ. Joined up here is UC. What's up, Fearless Force?
What's going on, Trippy Commentaries? Thanks for having me. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the live stream.
Definitely thanks, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Now, if you haven't seen the new video on Fearless's channel, what he showed off maybe shows that Trevor is really the biggest part of the mystery. Because let's face it, we have the Jetpack symbol that is found at the Altruist camp. And for some reason, you know, they have multiple Jetpack symbols found there, as well as a couple really strange messages, and it all seems to correlate to Trevor because he is the one who secretly is part of the Altruist cult. So maybe that shows that Trevor is really the key here to the Chiliad mystery, possibly the one character we need to unlock it all. I know a lot of people have said that Franklin might be the egg. There's a lot of people that disagree with that. UC, what do you have to say about your video today? I thought it was very enlightening.
I'm just glad that we know who we need to use at the bunker at 3 a.m. to possibly unlock something there, you know? We've always been puzzled, like, what's going on at the Altruist camp? Why are these symbols here? Why is the Jetpack symbol here? Well, now we know, and it's just so interesting that it's one of our faithful time. Like, it's just Trevor. You know, Rockstar is clever. They just try to confuse us with their clues, but you just gotta lurk in deeper and deeper, and then you'll see, like, the bigger picture.
Yeah, and we do have some thoughts when it comes to what we can do with Trevor. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys know all about the Chiliad mystery. Myself and Fearless have been talking about it for quite a while, and I feel like, you know, maybe there's still something to be unlocked when it comes to the biggest Easter egg here in the game. And maybe Trevor, one of those characters that everybody's had an eye on, of course, since day one. He's a very strange character. You know, I remember when the game first was, being shown off, everybody was looking at Trevor as this psychopath. He was going to be that character that really brought something new to the series. And he could have something to do, obviously, with unlocking the mystery here. Now, like I said, as Fearless showed off, you know, you have all these clues there at the Altruist camp. And obviously the Jetpack symbol there as well. So Trevor possibly can unlock the Jetpack in some capacity. I mean, what do you think about that, Fearless?
Yeah, it's definitely pointing to that now. Like that cave below the Altruist camp, we always questioned ourselves about the cave. Like, what's up with this cave? There's all these strange messages in the cave. This symbol that seems to be different from all the other ones in the camp actually represents the Fort Zancudo UFO and the beam happening at 3 a.m. So it makes sense that the Jetpack symbol's there because we have this Fort Zancudo UFO symbol in the cave now. So that's two connections there to the military base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do see that. It might be a little bit laggy for a few of you. Usually it does catch up for those of you watching this live, so try to refresh a couple times. It should catch up for you guys. We apologize for that. I have a feeling YouTube is probably going to be improving a lot of things as they've been called out by some high-profile YouTubers. So hopefully we'll see some improvements in that aspect. But thanks again for joining us, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Once again, check out Fearless's new video. He shows off a lot of very interesting references that shows that Trevor could be the character behind the biggest unsolved mystery here in the game. Now, what we're trying here, as far as the live stream is concerned, trying to do a couple theories when it comes to Trevor. One thing that certainly makes a lot of sense, as you have the abduction beam at Fort Zancudo. For those of you who don't know, man, this thing is only going to be here for about an hour in-game time. So maybe we do have to survive for a solid hour. Good thing we can try this with Trevor, because he's the only character that probably has a chance at this with his invincibility. So we'll try it out here live. Once again, thanks for joining up, guys. Let us know if you have any thoughts about Trevor. He's a very, you know, he's one of those characters that, man, I don't know what the hell's going on. At first, I really liked him. Then he started doing some highly questionable things. He's apparently a cannibal. So I don't know what to think about him. And I think his past may have had some things that we don't know about happen. Uh-oh, people running up on us. What do you think about Trevor? UC, are you a fan of him?
Yeah, I like him. I think he's a really good character. Now there are some downsides, and that goes with everybody in real life either way. But I just like the way he talks, his dialogue in the game. It seems like he actually took the bigger part of the game more serious. I don't know. I just like his dialogue. It's funny and it's interesting compared to Franklin, where he's just he's kind of soft, not really that intimidating. Michael's okay. I think Trevor's the most craziest one in the game, and it's kind of cool to see sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Also, guys, I want to mention, of course, I'm RJ. We have UC, of course, trying out some things. We are also joined here in the live stream by Trippy Madison. She's the third member of our team here, guys. She's watching you in the live stream chat. So those of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with her. She's making sure everything's taken care of in the chat for you guys as we are watching. She'll pass on some messages, and we'll try to give out some shout-outs and whatnot. Victor Santiago, Emily, thanks for joining up, guys. Pretty epic to join you here late night for some theories. The Chiliad mystery, still highly talked about here in Grand Theft Auto 5. The game's been out for a while. If we can somehow unlock something new, especially with the brand new update dropping tomorrow, I think it might be good timing. Last update we saw, you see, they added this Bigfoot Easter egg. It's not out of the realm of possibilities to think they're going to add something, of course, in this update as well,
Yeah, hopefully they throw in something really, really better than the last update. I'm expecting maybe some more golden peyotes for each character. I know we talked about there's still some golden peyotes in the files that have not been revealed in the game. Maybe they'll add that in later. A golden peyote for each character. Wouldn't that be sick?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. So I came out to the abduction beam, and there was 6 tanks piled up on one another, ready to blast me out of the sky, which is exactly what they did.
Yeah, you notice that Trevor has the invincibility special where he can kind of be invincible for a short time. Maybe that has something to do with the military base. I wouldn't doubt it. He has a lot of connection with the military base already, so that should be another one.
Yeah, we have the Zancudo shirt on. I noticed you were rocking that in your last video as well. And he's the only one that has a chance at taking on the military. One thing that you see shown off is he has a rampage that takes place right outside of Fort Zancudo, and you do have to take on the military, including tanks, all that stuff, man. I don't think Michael or Franklin would have a chance.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how Trevor gets involved with the gang attacks, something that Franklin doesn't really do in GTA 5, even though he's supposed to be somehow referenced to CJ with the gangs and stuff, but you don't really see that in GTA 5. It's kind of disappointing. So the more psycho, crazy person in GTA 5, which is Trevor, had to take a bigger part in that, I guess, or at least in some aspect.
So let's go. Let's kind of look back. Fearless and I have been part of the Chiliad mystery investigation really since day one, and we've had some different opinions as far as what character might be the most relevant when it comes to this unsolved mystery. A lot of people look at Franklin, as I said, being the egg in this game. He's the one uncracked character. He's kind of the new character. You have Michael, certainly has been around. Same can be said for Trevor, of course. Well, you have Franklin as that one raw character who cannot be killed at the end of the game. He's that character that you start off with and you're kind of stuck with. Well, Michael, I don't know, man. He does a lot. He joins the Epsilon cult, so there's certainly a lot that can be said about his character. He's in open book. But Trevor is that one character, as we said, the psychopath, maybe more, is kind of out there when it comes to him. I mean, one thing that people say about Trevor, you see, is when he does those peyote, or not peyote, the gas huffing hallucinations, people say he might be abducted with aliens because we've seen his connection with, as you said, the Altruist cult. Have we really seen anything with him and aliens? He's talked about him. He's talked about reptilians. But I'm not sure if he has a connection with the aliens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only character that doesn't really take part of the sci-fi aspect of the game, because Michael gets abducted by the UFOs, he gets involved with the Epsilon, this alien stuff. He's even making a movie, and you switch to him sometimes. He's at the movie theater, and there's aliens and costumes and stuff. And then Franklin, with the Omega, where you have to collect the space doctor parts. and that part of the game. But Trevor really has something to do with like the sci-fi alien mystery type stuff in the game besides the Altruist camp.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking. Of course, that whole Omega saga with Franklin, that shows you that he definitely has aliens in mind. And then for fuck's sake, you have Michael being abducted by aliens at one point. But Trevor, although he seems like he could be an alien himself, really hasn't had any other contact other than us flying up to the Fort Zancudo UFO with him. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to try this again. Head to this abduction beam. As another thing that UC discovered in-game, guys, you can actually make it into Fort Zancudo completely undetected if you make it down exactly to where the abduction beam is. So if we can hopefully pinpoint this, we can maybe actually make it in here without getting stars, and that would make it pretty easy, you see. I mean, then we can easily stay in that abduction beam for a full hour, and maybe if you can do that with Trevor, or somehow pull this off, maybe that will trigger something bigger in the game. Hopefully we can pull it off here live with you guys. Shout out to Tana, Alfonso, and as always, Suplex City Beach. Uh-oh, they're on to us, shooting off. I'm ditching the chopper. Okay, so unfortunately we did not, but man, we do have up to 4 stars, man. Whew. So have you gotten any luck when dealing with the abduction beam? You see, I've seen a few videos, of course, including the last one where you've had to deal with the troubles of the military trying to kill you when you're standing in this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty hard sometimes. One thing I recall was I was Trevor, and this isn't last gen, this was a long time ago, which is why I brought you to the table today to try this, Trippy, because I remember I was using the special ability in the beam, and I was fighting off the military. I can't really recall, it's been so long, but something strange had happened during that time when I was trying to fight everybody off in the beam with this special ability. So hopefully we can see something strange happen today with you, Trippy. I hope something happens, like, that would really make sense, right? Like, fight off the military in the beam while you're kind of invincible, sort of. Take control, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I feel like him driving the UFO somehow pull that off. That would be as epic as it gets. For those of you watching what just happened, man, we got completely, we got destroyed, bro. We got absolutely decimated by the tanks, getting blasted one after another. Now Trevor's ability makes him, invincible there for a short period of time. So we were able to take multiple missile shots to the face and then even get burnt alive. Eventually it ran out, and then we took another missile, which took us out for good. One thing I want to point out, another theory that we want to try here as part of this, trying to maybe figure out what we can do more with Trevor here. Obviously, he could be the biggest key to this whole thing, linking him up with the sun, some other symbol, taking over the military base, as UC just mentioned, but also sacrificing him. And the one way you do finish him off, if you choose to do so, is you burn him alive. So I feel like that might be a clue that might be relevant. As you just saw, we kind of burnt him alive there, right there in the abduction beam. Man, a lot to try here. Trevor is the, maybe he's the reptilian character. So, going back to your video here, Fearless, like I said, you've shown off a couple of these different cutscenes with Trevor. You think those are possibly clues to another reason why he's so relevant?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, rampage missions sound like fun, but I think the interesting thing about it is how, like, he fights the Vagos and the Ballas, so it's kind of, maybe it's, like, more symbolic as to, like, Trevor, maybe he has, like, more meaning to San Andreas, like the original San Andreas. Maybe he can partake in some of the Easter eggs from the original San Andreas. I mean, that's kind of why I threw that in there, because not only does Trevor tie into the military base and, the Altruist camp, Jetpack Shadow being there, but I wanted to show, like, more proof on how he could kind of, like, resemble, like, some events that happened in the old Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's the game where we got the jetpack and stuff. So I just wanted to tie that in so we could, like, make some more connection how to Trevor might be the one and the only character that can possibly get the jetpack.
Yeah, I totally agree at this point. I think, we can't confirm, but once again, what Fearless shown off today was that, you have all these references to the jetpack at the Altruist camp, and the biggest question we've had for quite a long time is what's up with that, man? Out of all locations, why do they have to put it right there at the Altruist camp? It almost doesn't make sense. Well, one thing that does make sense is it could be telling us that maybe Trevor is the one correlating here with the Jetpack, because he's the only character that is a member of that camp. Of course, he can bring people to sacrifice them. So this time around, we're going to start off high above the bunker here. You see we have the Fort Zancudo UFO right here, man. This thing is much different than the other UFOs. As I pointed out recently, it just so happens to look like the UFO in the new Independence Day movie. Any thoughts you want to throw out about this thing, man? This is really my favorite Easter egg in the game.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a real life Easter egg too as well. So like to get everybody on the lookout and be aware that the government possibly has, you know, like UFO alien technology with the Area 51 reference. You know, that's part of the reason why FIB is on the UFOs. But something interesting I wanted to note out as well is, you know how like obviously we would think that Franklin would be the one to solve the mystery or get the jetpack, but you know, a great hunter once said, you know, his name was Sherlock Holmes, detective, said, the answer is always what you least expect it to be. So, you know, we'd possibly think that Frank would be the one to get the jetpack or solve the mystery, because the throwback from San Andreas. But if you least expect it, it's going to be Trevor maybe, because, I mean, why would you even think that Trevor is going to solve it? I mean, there's nothing tying him into something sci-fi in the game anyway, you know, as we mentioned earlier in the live stream.
Absolutely. So we're going to start this off on top of the UFO. You can see I am blasting it with the railgun. There are some effects. You can see some electrical effects. So it does perhaps affect this thing. Maybe even taking off the, you know, perhaps even affecting the force field. You can see it is actually protected. But man, I am definitely interested why there is so many electrical effects. Perhaps we're actually getting to this thing. We have a star right now. So I'm going to jump off now, and let's head down to the actual abduction beam below this thing. We'll see if maybe that has any sort of effect whatsoever. Now, when you were showing off that symbol today in your video, you see, was that the UFO that you were pertaining to, though? The Zancudo UFO with the symbol itself?
Yeah, that's definitely the symbol. The beam has 8 lines around it. That's exactly the amount of lines in the symbol as well, and it's UFO shape. You know, there's a UFO symbol inside. It's pretty crazy, you know, like everything's symbolic in the camp.
Oof. Now, interesting here, dude. It's 3:13. The abduction beam has not shown up. I'm assuming, I guess, just because we're, of course, coming directly there from the UFO. But I thought it normally does show up even when you started off at the UFO. So that's kind of interesting there. Police riding up. Let's get the hell out of here. So that's kind of weird that the abduction beam does not show up at all. Let's check on the elevator, because you think that this also is maybe a possible way to open up the elevator. We do have a couple screenshots where it looks like that thing might be open. But as you can see, no abduction beam when we came down from the UFO, and once again we are completely obliterated. What do you think? Any ideas here, UC?
That's something I've noticed as well, is if you go to the UFO and then drop down, the beam doesn't appear. So I guess it's clear to say that maybe the beam is just like a sign from Rockstar, like, hey, you know, there's something right above in the sky, go look. But I mean, I don't know, it's just strange. Like, you think we have to be on top of the UFO, Trippy, or you think we have to be at the bunker to do something with Trevor? What do you think is more important here?
I've been wondering that for a while. I mean, we've tried so much. You know, we've tried to get animals abducted in the abduction beam there, taking Bigfoot himself there. We've tried doing pretty much all 3 characters in the abduction beam, including having a railgun abduction while using, I believe it was Franklin. So, man, I don't know what's going on here, because the point of the matter is they added this thing in the new version of the game, and we already knew about the UFO at that point. So why would they be adding an abduction beam, really showing us something we already know? So to me, they're pointing out that bunker. We have to do something there. That would make the most sense. And after your video today showing off all of Trevor's connections, we know he has the t-shirt to Fort Zancudo. My biggest guess is, like you said, and this is your theory, that we have to last a full hour on top of the abduction beam with Trevor And hopefully maybe that'll do something. Maybe that'll open up that elevator. I'm not sure if there's a secret room or something below, man. That would be the ultimate hidden room, because many people have experimented with this elevator. Do you have any thoughts on the elevator itself? Do you think there's any chance that it could still lead us to an underground level? I know that would be a crazy Easter egg.
Well, we looked under the map and there's no underground level, but don't you think it's really, really possible that we could just go in the elevator and then it takes us to a cutscene or like a loading screen and then it just spawns us somewhere else? I think that would be the more logical thing when it comes to this bunker. You know, they don't want everybody to know right away what's going on under the base, but you know, just a loading screen will take you somewhere else, and then, man, I could only imagine what's going to be in there. Hopefully one day we reach that.
A hidden cutscene of some sort. Oh man, we actually had the stars blinking for a second. It'd be nice to lose them. Once again, guys, Fort Zancudo, you're gonna have stars on you no matter where you go. The one place you can successfully hide, as you're seeing right now, is this bunker with the elevator. 2 o'clock, so we should have perfect amount of time. It looks like they're not on to us, UC. Thanks again, of course, for UC joining up. Whoa, tank rolling by. Thanks again for you guys joining up. Keep in mind that YouTube automatically uploads this and we'll have it, of course, up on the channel for you guys to check out. Uh-oh, somebody's on to us. Oh, no. Oh, and there we go. Do a little side shooting action. Unfortunately, I think that might give away our location when they see one of their comrades has been taken out. Not going to make it easy here. 220 in counting. Any words of wisdom you can give me, Fearless?
Hey man, give it your best shot. Something I want to mention that's going to be an upcoming video. This is crazy, man. This is a new discovery. I haven't told anybody yet, so I'm gonna let it go here on the live stream.
Breaking news.
Why not? Breaking news. Yeah. So, okay, this is gonna change everything about the Mount Chiliad UFO. I found out that you don't need to be at the UFO at 3 a.m. in order to get it to spawn. All you need is natural rain, and you can come back later after the event of 3 a.m. and it'll be spawned on the mountain. Like, let's say, like it rained naturally in the game, but you don't go at 3 a.m. Let's say you go at 4, 5, or 6 a.m. The UFO will still spawn. That's something I figured out a while back ago, but I haven't been able to upload it.
Really?
I'm gonna upload it soon, though. I promise. Yeah.
Wait, so do you still have to go at 3 a.m. to see it for the first time, though?
No, you don't. You just have to have natural in-game weather, and then, you know, just come back, go at a later time, and then it'll spawn on the mountain. It doesn't have to be at 3 a.m. It just has to be natural in-game weather.
Wow, that would be huge, because that would mean maybe 3 a.m. isn't totally as relevant as we think, but obviously with it appearing right at 3 a.m. most of the time, you know, that's how we kind of do it most of the time, is where we put the rain code in there right as it goes. So definitely interesting there. I have man, I had another question for you, but hold on, let me jump up here. Let's try this out. Tanks approaching. It doesn't look like we have much special ability either, so I don't know how much luck we're gonna have here. Ah, jeez. Staying in the abduction beam for as long as possible. It's too bad you can't heal yourself. Come on, Trevor.
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't it make sense though? We've seen the Bigfoot Easter egg and how you have to be at the peyote every single day at the exact same time at a different location.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how important like the schedule and the calendar and the in-game time is relevant to the mystery. You know, someone told me that maybe you have to like visit each UFO like each day of the week. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. Something similar to the Bigfoot Easter egg we had recently. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally think that makes sense. And hopefully, once again, if it's not, you know, if there's not something like that in the game, it's something Rockstar can easily add in, especially with the new update dropping tomorrow. We'll definitely see what's going on. You kind of have to scour the land after they add those updates in there. Man, I don't know if this is going to be possible. You see, unfortunately, Trevor's special ability, unless we can get in there with no stars and just kind of hang out there with no stars the whole time.
Maybe you can like fight it off for like a good 20-30 seconds and then use a special ability for the other 30 seconds, something like that.
Jeez. Ugh, not going to be easy. Charger over there, tripping Madison, phone about to die on you.
Yeah.
Alright, so I really need to pull that off though, you see, really. If I can try to get in there somehow without the stars going off. We've done it before. I mean, you pretty much have to come directly down, like you actually land on the bunker with the helicopter when you pull this off, is that right?
Yeah, you have to just land like on the bunker from a straight top-down perspective. You know, I've tried that multiple times. I'm not sure, but I think it doesn't spawn the UFO when it does that. I don't know why. I don't know, it's weird, but I think it's really, really sensitive. Like you have to like maybe do it from a lower height and then drop down, so it doesn't show that you're like way up in the sky and it thinks you're at the UFO or something like that. I don't know. It's really weird.
Hopefully this works out. We already tried it with the UFO. For those of you just joined up, I actually did make it up to the UFO. We started there and came down, and the abduction beam did not appear. Alright, don't want to go too low. Let's see here. Try to drop down perfectly. Where is the bunker? Okay, there it is. I see it. Drop down with Trevor. All these different links to Fort Zancudo. And we have this abduction beam. As I already mentioned, it was something added into the game for the new version of Grand Theft Auto 5. It's very difficult to actually drop down perfectly on point. Thanks again for joining up for the live stream, guys. Hopefully we can pull something off here live. Damn it, they see us. Man, I'm trying to see. Maybe I'm over a little bit. Sometime. Oh, damn it. Pull the parachute. Okay. Whoa. What time is it? 2:15. Alright, let's make it over here. Try to jump off. So we still have a little bit of time. We can also, once again, we can maybe hide in here. Might have just enough time. Last time that guy blew our cover, creeping up out of nowhere, man. Damn it.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, there's some spots in the base where you don't get detected, but you can literally like see a military guard pass right by, and you can press the side button on your control to speak to him, and and you'll have to give some dialogue to him, but he won't even like jump onto you, or you won't get any wanted level. It's weird. It's strange.
Uh-oh, tank coming through. There he is. And we have no stars here. We need the tank to move out of the way. Oh, boy. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Fuck you! I'm gonna hatchet you. Oh, was that a stealth kill? Okay.
That was the MC Hammer.
I'm gonna stealth kill you too. Alright. Not good. Not good. Whoa. Alright. That's it. Railgun time. You're all going out in a blaze of glory. Oh. Jeez. Point blank range. Alright, what time is it? Almost 3 o'clock. We're going to have to head up there. Tank ready to blast us. Come on. Special ability. Ugh. I don't know, man. Definitely going to be tough. I definitely want to see you try this out, because you've been able to master a little bit. No railgun abduction there either. You've been able to master kind of getting into the base with no stars. A lot of people still joining up, man. Damn. Donovan Taylor, Suplex City Bitch, Jordan Campos, Brendan Grado, Matt Willis, Dylan W. So another thing that goes down there in the Altruist camp is that one box you see. Remember that one thing you looked at? That was one of your more popular videos back in the day. Remember that really, it was like a suspicious crate that appears there at the Altruist camp? You think anything's still up with that?
Well, there is some coding in the files that say that you can actually open the crate up, and there's a secret. There's like coding. There's more coding with that mission that shows off that you're actually supposed to burn the camp down and then obtain like a secret weapon from the box. But I don't know if it's cut content or it's just not shown off yet. But I remember I was on a forum. Some really, really like smart people that know how to mess with the coding in the files had shown that off to me after I had posted that video. So it's really interesting, like, what the heck?
Absolutely. I feel like there must be something more to the Altruist camp. The fact that it has multiple jetpack symbols. I'll put a link in the description. That was one of my, probably my favorite videos that I made, was showing off the multiple jetpack symbols. It might be something we have to revisit. You see, the fact that, there is so many references to jetpacks as well as other things in the game, and I just feel like, obviously there's still something to do there. And why the hell would Rockstar mislead us? Why would they put the symbol there for no reason at all? It still makes no sense. But
Yeah,
Zancudo.
you know, it's interesting because you know how like this game is based in Los Angeles, the home of movies and Hollywood and fame. Well, one of the interesting things was that movie, The Rocketeer. You know that same hangar in the Rocketeer movie is the one that Trevor owns, and that's where you get the jetpack confirmed lies in his grave. That secret message, the Jack Sheep, and in those missions you can actually drop off those same exact crates in the Altruist camp. The handle with extreme care. You drop those off during those hangar missions. Maybe you drop off the jetpack, and then you have to get it in that Altruist shootout mission. I don't know. I'm just like connecting with the movie, with the game,
Hmm.
and like it's common sense, really.
Absolutely. You definitely have. You pointed out that you do have that one mission where you do drop off some stuff right there at the Altruist camp. Another clue that Trevor is definitely a member, and maybe even one of the highest ranking members of the Altruist camp, despite the fact that they eventually turn on him. And also, really, like we've said, he's a secret member of the Altruist camp. They have tons of weapons there for no reason at all. So I guess because the jetpack symbol's there, maybe they're the ones who for some reason would have it. Not sure why, but the game is pointing us in that direction. Try to
It's
creep
either
down.
there at that secret mission. You're either supposed to obtain it there or at the Fort Zancudo bunker. You know how Trevor has his own business with selling guns? Well, that McKinsey airfield, you drop and deliver crates full of weapons, and you deliver weapons to the Altruist camp. You know how I was telling you that there's cut content or